Hello everyone. So we are seeing the series of diseases of field and horticulture crops and their management. So today we are going to see the crop, which is sugarcane. Coming to the first disease, red rot of sugarcane. Perfect stage is Glomerula humicensis and imperfect stage is a Coleotrichum fulcatum. Perfect stage means a sexual stage of the red rot of sugarcane and imperfect stage is a sexual stage of the red rot of sugarcane. Coming to their symptoms, we will see the leaf discoloration that leaves completely convert into orange and yellowish color and ultimately lead to the drying. And when we cut to the stalk, we can see the internal tissue is completely reddish in color and also show some intermittent whitish and yellowish pattern and patches are present here. We can see here like this and uh, and it lead to this internal reddish tissue convert to the cavities and ultimately lead to the yield losses. In this cycle, we see the secondary spread is lead to the due to conidia spores and transferred by the completely rain and other wind splashes. Coming to their management, we can see we have to dip the sets of the sugarcane before planting in the carbendazime that concentration of 1% or 0.5% for 18 to 30 minutes. And further another management is we should use some resistant varieties for the management. And other than this also we can go for some hot water treatment. We can provide for 52 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And like this we can manage the red rot disease of the sugarcane. Coming to the next disease, that is sugarcane smut. Causes is a Ustilago It's here some spelling mistake is there. So Ustilago, you have to add P here. Ustilago. Coming to the symptoms, most obvious common symptoms is it shows the blackish long powdery wipe-like growth emerging from the growing point, and that blackish powdery growth is carrying the teleospores inside the that blackish powder, and this infected plant often shows the reduced height and the thin weak stalk and ultimately lead to the yield losses. Coming to their primary infection sources is the infected plant part or dormant mycelium spores, that is teleospores. Teleospores is also called as an resting spores. It can survive for soils for many years and get germinated when it got the favorable condition. Coming to the secondary spread or secondary infection, it shows that teleospore spread via wind, rain splash and irrigation water and tools and lead to the secondary cycle infection. So before coming to the management, before planting itself, we have to dip this sugarcane seeds in fungicide like carbendazim for 1%, that is 1 gram per liter, and ridimupon for 1 gram of 1 gram per 1 liter of water for 10 minutes before planting. We can also provide the hot water treatment for 52 degrees Celsius for 3 minutes to kill the fungus present inside the planting material. Coming to the next disease and one of important disease, that is sugarcane wilt. Causal organism Cephalosporium sechari. So basically wilt shows wilt crop, like sugarcane wilted crop shows the wilting appearance. It leads to the yellowing and drying of leaves, and in this wilt we see basically attack on the vascular tissue. Vascular tissue is made up of the xylem and phloem. One xylem and phloem is helped to transfer the water and food supply to the plant. Once it get damaged due to the pathogen attack, definitely plant is gets starved by the water supply and food supply also and lead to the stunted growth. Lead to the stunted growth, and that's why ultimately it lead to the yield losses. And finally, here root get weak, drying of leaf, and overall plant growth get damaged. So in this sugarcane wilt, basically three kind of spores will form. That is, first resting spore is chlamydospores. When there is an unfavorable condition is present, this chlamydospore rests inside the soil, and whenever get favorable condition is available, it get again germinated or a host get available. will again terminate and lead to the disease cycle. Another spores produced by this fungus is a microconidia and macroconidia, which lead to the secondary infection via wind, rain and irrigation water. Coming to their management, we have to select the disease-free material. There are many resistant varieties are available for this disease management, and avoid the practice of pruning in the disease field. Next is a burning of the trashes and stubbles inside the field, and definitely grow for some intercropping with the coriander and mustard as a companion crop at the early stage of crop. We can dip the sugarcane seeds inside the 40 ppm boron and manganese for 10 minutes in 0.25% ppm per concentration. Other than this also we can again use your carbon enzyme for 0.1% for 80 to 30 minutes. Next disease is a sugarcane grassy shoot disease. Causal organism Mycoplasma-like organism. So here basically we will see the excessive vegetative growth will appear from the single internode, that is profuse tillering. Many thin and pale grassy shoot emerge from the node and lead to the grassy appearance of the plant. That's why the name of disease is a grassy shoot. And eventually leaf shows the chlorosis, that is lack of chlorophyll, and leaves get turned to the yellowish color. Ultimately, that chlorophyll losses has been done. Due to this, proper photosynthesis will not done inside the plant and lead to the stunted growth of the plant, which the short internodes and reduced root system. One more point is that this disease is transferred by the vector, that is Apis mylis, and again that prevention. Coming to the management, we have to go for the sowing with the help of healthy seed. Roughing, that uprooting and burning of the infected plant should done from the field, and burning the stubbles and infected plants can be do. And hot water treatment we can provide to the sugarcane for 52 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes, and control the insect vector with the help of aphid with insecticide. We can use here imidacloprid and chloropyrifos as an insecticide to control this aphid. Coming to the next disease, that is Ratoon Stunting disease of sugarcane caused by the Lepsonia xylem. This is not the fungal disease. It is the disease caused by the fastidious xylem inhibiting bacteria. And coming to the symptoms, we can see in this affected plants are smaller than the healthy ones, especially in ratoon crops. And ratoon crop shows that smaller height, that is stunted appearance will come compared to the healthy plant. We can see here it's stunting less height compared to the healthy plant, and the leaves color will turn into yellowish and pale yellowish color and lead to the reducing photosynthesis and lead to the yield losses. So in this we can see that management, hot water treatment is provided to the seed. Sugarcane seeds get dipped inside the hot water at 54 degrees Celsius and for 8 hours to kill the fungus in planting material. And disease-free seeds that can be used for the further disease management as a primary defense. And also we can use some chemical fungicides like carbendazim 1% for the dipping before a planting. Coming to our last disease, that is Pokka Boeng, causal organism Fusarium moniliforme. Here, some typical symptoms will form at each stages. At early stages, we will see some chlorosis will appear on the leaves, young leaves especially, lead to the loss of chlorophyll from the leaf. That stage is a chlorotic phase. After that, we can see young should get die, leading to the death of the entire top part of the plant like this. So that is a top rot phase of the this disease, and it is acute stage. After that, we will see some advanced stages. In advanced stages, we can find some lesions or horizontal cuts on the stalk resembles. Here we can see horizontal stalk cuts and lesions resembles on the stalk. It appears like someone have done some cuts with the help of knife. That is, knife cut phase is one of the advanced stage or later stage of the Fusarium uniforme infection, and it lead to the stunted growth of the plant and lead to the yield losses. In this disease, quality of the sugar juice will be damaged due to the infection of this pathogen. So, coming to the management of this disease, we should use some certified disease-free varieties, resistant varieties, and we can remove and destroy the infected plant part, showing a top rot and cape nut symptoms, including the root. And proper drainage and crop rotation should practice to reduce the pathogen attack again. In this cycle, we can see Conidia is act as a primary factor, and the spread can be led by the insect and soil irrigation and infected seeds and rain splash. So, like this, we have covered some major diseases of the sugarcane. If you have liked this video, please subscribe my channel and share. Thank you.